Traveling around the country, talking to the radio announcers, the church people and the street people, telling them that God has smiled on me. God has smiled on you if you got breath in your body. If he woke you up this morning and started you on your way. And I want to tell you some stories of people that God smiled on. We know the story of Dr. Martin Luther King, how he started way back in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955, trying just to get dignity, trying to get respect. And he went all the way to the mountaintop. But he didn't forget about the brothers in the valley. He didn't forget about those trapped in the alley. And I hear Brother Martin King saying, God has smiled on me. He's been good to me. Let me tell you, God has smiled on me. It's been so good to me. Then I see as Dr. King went on, another man stepped into the forefront by the name of John F. Kennedy, who rose up and said, let's not stand back. Let's not wait for a handout. Let's wait for a way out. He said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. He said, don't us gravel and don't us moan, because God done smile on us. Let me say it. God has smiled on me. He has set me free. Let me say it. Yeah. One more time. I want to say it real slow. I'll say God has smiled on me. He has set me free. Pick it up. God has smiled on me. Yeah. I feel it. Then I went on by backstage at the Apollo Theater and I saw a man come out. They call him the King of Soul, James Brown. And James Brown said, Reverend, don't you worry. I started out as a shoe shine boy. I started out as a convict. I started out uneducated. But I learned to sing my song. And I sung it all over the world. I told him it was a man's world. I told him about the big payback. I told him Papa got a brand new bag. And all over the world, they can hear my voice. But Reverend, don't you frown. Don't you bow your head. Tell him what you told me, Brother Brown. I said, God has smiled on me. He has set me free. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to scream, y'all. I want to scream, y'all. God has smiled on me. He has set me free.
Never seen the fact that we got the right to vote because they became strange fruit. I have these tears in my eyes today, Reverend.
Cause every generation of us life.
Live from the National Action Network corporate headquarters in New York, where injustice goes, he follows.
30 years ago, Yusuf Hawkins was the young 16-year-old brother killed for being in a white neighborhood in Brooklyn. I got stabbed leading one of those marches.
Keeping it real with America's #1 civil rights leader, the Reverend Al Sharpton.
You're live, sir.
It's Thursday, October the 30th. Do you know what time it is? It's Al Sharpton's time. And for the next 3 hours, it's time to put aside all pretenses, deception, denial, or fronting. The time has come to keep it real on Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton. A very good afternoon to you all across the country. Good morning to our West Coast listeners. Welcome to those listening on Sirius XM, channel 120, channel 126, The Urban View, where talk empowers and becomes action. I'm coming to you live from our National Action Network corporate headquarters in New York. And for the next 3 hours, you can call in and be part of the national conversation. All you have to do is call us at 1-877-532-5797, 1-877-532-5797, or you can go to the message board at nationalactionnetwork.net, go to live stream to the message board, and you can give a message or write a message, and I read as many as we can. Daryl Prunty is on early today saying, we call for Trump's impeachment and conviction daily, including voting for Democrats across the board in the midterm and the general elections to stop Trump and the GOP from destroying this country. And I think that, Daryl, you probably speak for a lot of people in your sentiments. O.G. Kelly says Grand Policy Day Thursday. Nan and everyone. It is Policy Day, and we've got a lot of policy to go into. And, of course, Mayor Rodney Jones always on his assignment right there saying, good afternoon, my shepherd. Now, I just left a press conference in East Harlem with Governor of New York, Governor Kathy Hochul, where she announced that because SNAP may run out of money day after tomorrow, November 1st, she has found, when she first called me, she had $11 million she was putting on a food assistance program. Now she's up to $106 million. Now she says that New York State needs over $800 million a month. So what she's coming with does not cover what is needed, but she's making a moral appeal for all of us to put pressure on the federal government. And I stood with her and various faith leaders and elected officials. It is not, to me, a political issue. This is not Democrats against Republicans or those of us that do not like the politics of the president. This is moral. To let people that need food assistance go without food assistance to play politics is as wicked and evil as you can get. And I'm glad that I stood with her as and one of the things I said, I see Izzy Martin saying good afternoon. I saw the documentary The Perfect Neighbor last night. Very interesting. Yes, it was. I'm going to get to another case in a minute, Izzy. But I think that one of the troubling things to me is that it seems that in these times we have lost something that they used to in decades ago. Some things were sacred in politics. You didn't mess with Social Security. You didn't mess with retirement funds. And you didn't mess with people becoming hungry, homeless, and need of food assistance and couldn't get it. Those things were like just whether you were Republican or Democrat, it was automatic. We're going to make sure people can eat. We're going to make sure that people, to the best of our ability, were not homeless, or at least we're going to do as much as we can. We're certainly not going to revoke what's there. And we're going to take care of our seniors and not mess with Social Security. Well, none of that is sacred now. They are literally saying that unless the Democrats back off of saying that we do not want to see premiums rise on November 1st on the Affordable Care Act, and that we'll vote and deal with whether you get more or not in January. But as of November 1st, the Affordable Care Act expires and premiums will just go up and it's just tough luck. That is what the Democrats are saying, no, we're not going to give you a budget until you back up off of that. Now, last night, Senator Thune, who is the majority leader of the U.S. Senate, leads the Republicans, said the Democrats are going to meet. It's the first time they've said in days they're going to meet. I hope those meetings are fruitful. But I think in the interim, you need people to do what Governor Hochul is doing. Say, just in case, I'm going to transfer certain funds and I'm going to make sure these food assistance programs continue. And we had the press conference at one of the sites that gives away food on a daily basis. So I'm watching that vote. I'm watching how President Trump met in South Korea with Xi of China. And it seems as though some things were achieved in the meeting. It was a 90-minute meeting. And President Xi and Trump agreed to 1 year economic ceasefire, which eases some of the tensions on the tariffs, the rare earth exports, which was what the argument was about between the countries, and the fentanyl production. And China has agreed that they will suspend rare earth restrictions and increase purchases of U.S. soybeans and energy, while the U.S. will cut fentanyl-related tariffs from 20% to 10%, a key win for the Trump administration. However, and this was a good win. I give Trump credit when he deserves it, attack him when he deserves that. It was good. Bring the tariffs down. It's good to deal with the fentanyl issue and good to deal with the issue of China renewing its exports and imports, rather, of soybean. I think that's needed in the given economy and given what it does to a lot of farmers here in this country. But then Trump can't get out of his own way. Just before the meeting, he announced the resumption of U.S. nuclear weapons testing. This is for the first time in 30 years. So you're going in to try to work something out, but you have to drop nuclear testing. The United States hadn't done it in 3 decades. We need to do it now. And Russia and everybody else is doing it. It is absolutely unbelievable. But we are watching as we go into this deadline. Tomorrow is 31st, then you're at the 1st. And the SNAP benefits for 42 million Americans are going boom, over. And I think that when Thune says he's offering the Democrats a chance to vote on extending the Affordable Care Act subsidies once the government is reopened, but he refuses to negotiate health policies by when it's closed, well, they know they've got the the majority of the votes. So, yeah, open it up and they'll vote it down, and Obamacare is dead. I asked yesterday, and I repeat the question today, do you think the Democrats ought to compromise and say, I made my statement, we took it to the wall, now let's open the government with no guarantees, with no negotiations on health care, and let's go forward because we don't need people to suffer. And people are suffering. We're going through the second week of federal employees not getting their checks. We see that 42 million may lose SNAP. So should they say, in the interest of those people, we should open up the government, or should they say, we've stood up this long, we stood up this far, people need to know that we're standing up for their health care subsidies and premiums, that we're standing up for them, and that we should not fold. I want you to tell me what you think. It's not an easy answer, but if life was easy, everybody would do as well as they want. So let's talk about all of this right after the break. 1-877-532-5797. 1-877-532-5797. Or you can go to the message board at live stream at nationalactionnetwork.net. Keeping it real. Sharpton.
The fact of the matter is, Rosa Parks was not only the mother of the modern civil rights movement, she was the mother of this nation. Why would you say that, Sharpton? Because you called George Washington the father of the nation, but when he became father, we wasn't included in the nation. Women were not included in the nation. The first time we had a parent in this nation is when all of us was included, and Rosa Parks. Keep the dream alive on Wall Street. It's been a long time coming, but I'm 1968. Dr. Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee. And it has been the commitment of National Action Network to always, in the month he was killed, let them know they killed the dreamer. I have a dream today. They can't kill the dreamer.
of you forget where you come from and forget how you got there and act like you got there because you were qualified or that you